But I had to, in my personal thing, I had to also do something, you know. So we contacted the Ministry of Defense, you know, of Malaysia, who were sending an army, a medical team, you know. So I went and met the Minister of Defense and told the medical guys, you know, look, this is a real miracle, you know. Medical guys that these guys are going there. They'll be in this medical team. The medical army team was in Champa. What's it called? Chame. And they said, okay, don't mind, let them come, and we'll send our people, you know, across the no man's land from the city to pick them up and go. Actually, ultimately, they was not necessary, but they are assured that. See. Then we came to the airport that day. The Minister of Defense all over there, and this particular 2 Malaysian cargo military planes were taking off. You know, and we met this Colonel Jamaluddin. Who was leading the, he's a doctor, but he's a colonel or something, and he was going to take this thing, and he said, okay, Jaya, don't worry, you contact me by my satellite phone. There's no phone there, no satellite phone. Okay, what's the number? I asked him. He said, I've got the number with him. You ask Colonel Jamaluddin. Colonel Jamaluddin was another guy whom the Minister of Defense had introduced, and he was there at the time. So I said, okay, we'll ask him. He said, he's got the phone number, okay, so fine. Then the plane leaves, we wave them all goodbye. We turned to Colonel Jamaluddin and asked him, brother, what's the number? I said, brother, I haven't got it. No. I said, you haven't got the number? He said, no. Brother, I panicked, you know. These guys now are going next day you're going, and the only communication these guys, I haven't got, what am I doing, you know? Wow. And luckily, when this Colonel Jamaluddin was leaving, I gave my name card, you know. And that time I had a name, I don't care, I gave my name. He took my name card and he's flying to Pakistan. So that I went back to my office, you know. And then the next day, these guys are leaving. So you won't believe, brother. Next day they are going to the airport, 3 of them. I am going in my car somewhere else. I called these guys, you know. I said, hey Suresh, do you know why Swami asked me not to come with you? Now I know. So why? On that day, brother, I have only one blood brother. You know. I have thousands of side brothers. You know. Admit hospital for heart surgery, heart attack. I said, wow. Because can you imagine, if on that day, the only brother, you know, the only other brother had gone that day. How can I abandon this fellow? And it's my only thing. So I realized why Swami asked me not to go. I had to be there with him. Okay. But then I got a problem with these guys, you know. So what I did that day, brother, you won't believe. I'm sitting down. If I went to the office, you know, what am I doing? So I sent a fax to Swami. This time real fax, you know. I mean, this time using the physical facts. Okay. Sometimes people ask me, what are you doing? Okay, the physical facts. So I wrote, Swami, you know, this fellows have gone there, Swami, you know, blah, blah, Swami, please protect them. I haven't got the phone number of this fellow. All my complaints I put there, you know. Then I said, Swami, you know, I put that, Swami, you know what's happening to my brother. But I'm not asking for my brother now. I'm asking for the 3 boys, you know. Swami, please, Swami, they must be safe, you know, bring them back safe. I faxed. You know, first fact, we went through, you know. I'm sitting there, okay, now what's going to happen? No? You won't believe, I'm sitting there, God is my witness. 15 minutes have passed, my phone rings, okay, ring. I take the phone, this Colonel Jamaluddin is calling me from the camp, you know, in Chama, using satellite phone. I said, how come you're calling me? No, I got your card. Where are your boys? I couldn't believe this, brother. You know? Imagine this man, he had no reason to telephone me. He had so many problems setting up his medical camp, and he is telephoning me 15 minutes, not 20 seconds. 15 minutes after I sent the fax, okay. Then he gave me the phone number. I think then I called this, they were in Pakistan at the time. They just arrived there. I telephoned them, gave the number. You see. However, it turned out that they need not need because they had their own armed escort. No, they went. See, but this is how, you know, Swami fixes things, you know. And so therefore today I'm sometimes okay, something you may think a monkey man is playing, but the voice I know I'm getting correct signals. I'm getting, you know, if I'm doing something very very.
Do you get similar signals, Professor Suresh?
I seem to get it more when I'm overseas, not in Malaysia.
Now in Singapore, are you getting it?
No, there's nothing. I'm not facing any crisis here. But overseas, very, very often, when I was in UK, when I was in many other places, I think in Malaysia is because I depend. I see there's someone here, and if I I think that dependency. So when I'm overseas, where I have to make 3 or 4 major decisions or something like that, then it becomes very obvious. But the last one was when I was in World Health Organization in Geneva. And that was very clear. And I was.
You went there for a microbiology conference.
No,
setting up something.
No, I sit in the World Health Organization guidelines. World Water Guidelines. Right. So we have about 16 people in the world who selected for this meeting. So every year we go for this meeting. So I'm going to go in May. Last May when I went, everything was incredibly precisely orchestrated, so to speak. The voice will say, go to this room, meet this person, go and speak there. And in fact, you can defy that. I'll tell you a good example of it. There's a director of the water WHO, which I wanted to go to him and say to him that I would like to see you on Friday, or on tomorrow. So the voice told me, don't go now. So I said, why? He's there, he's sitting in his room, don't go now. Very clear, it's such a very clear. So I defy my voice and I go there. Because I just want to, so I have a project, I have a proposal. He said, Suresh, right now I'm very busy, I'm leaving my son's birthday now, why not Friday? So it is like that, very, very specifically. Sometimes you get these things. Sometimes you won't believe this. Sometimes the guidance is to such an extent that they will take you to some point, and they'll, for no rhyme or reason, you can say, like what I told you yesterday. The PhD, where I saw my legs walking up, and I picked up the thing and opened, and suddenly you get that, and then that, that connected, and then I finished my PhD in 2 years. So like that, there are many, many occasions like.
Is it a female or a male voice, or is it is it your own voice or the voice of Swami? What voice do you hear? If you tell it to a psychiatrist, say, Archie will come to my clinic tomorrow.
That is why we dare not tell it to any psychiatrist. I am only telling it to you.
You're doubtful.
No, it is a voice, but I do not. So far I have not assessed whether it's
inner voice.
Something.
Is it your own voice?
No,
I'm just trying to define this as a broadcaster.
It's an inner prompting.
International audiences listening to this.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
But inner prompting, it's an inner prompting.
Inner prompting.
Exactly, like for example, Pakistan, when we went, remember from Karachi to Islamabad, this chap was sitting next to me.
Yeah, the chap in the plane, yeah.
In the plane. So the
quiet man in the plane.
The voice inside was teleprompted, speak to this man, speak to this man. So throughout the whole flight, I was defying my voice, because the reason is up in the air. When you speak, he will start speaking, and I will speak, and I like that tranquility and the peace.
Sure,
and I think
I do.
Yeah, and I don't like someone just, speaking on some topic, and then, so this is a nice time to be with your books and all that. So I defied this voice. In Karachi, when we were waiting in transit to Islamabad, this chap comes to me. And he said, hello, where are you going to Islamabad? I'm also going to Islamabad. Where are you going to Bagh? If you need any help, and he takes out his card. He's a chairman of a big company, man. So he gives his card. And then in Islamabad, when we got out from the airport, our transport never came. The people who were supposed to take us to the hotel and all never came. But this man was sitting there. And he took us to his room, his hotel, his house, gave us food, gave us car, gave us everything else absolutely free, and we only know him for 20 seconds. And we know, I'm sure this must be Bhagwan's